What's going on, guys? And super excited to deliver this content to you guys right now. What I'm going to be talking to you guys is my series called Pillars of Wealth. Essentially what I'm doing is showing you guys my past year's worth of experience and just, gathering all this knowledge about how to make money. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how the rich think. Now, this is super important. You need to get your money right. You need to get your psychological, your mind right in order to become a magnet to get money, or else you're really not going to be able to do that, okay? And we all are born up in different situations, right? So you can be lower class, middle class, upper class, and everything's going to have a different preconceived idea of what it is to have money. Now, if you grew up around your mom and your dad, and what they did is they got a paycheck, they spent it. Or if you have a mom and dad who got a paycheck, they saved some, then they spent it, right? Or another circumstance would be they get a paycheck, a fat, huge paycheck. They just toss money like crazy. And then for a couple months, they have absolutely no money. Now, completely different circumstances, and this is going to be just a type of conditioning, and it really affects your ability to make money. So what I'm going to be doing this series is essentially rewiring your brain through basically 365 days of just knowledge that I've gathered, and I'm gonna be showing you guys a crash course on how not to do that, okay? So how to be a magnet for money. All right, so let's get started. So real quick, weird setup, got a microphone right here, gonna get a little lapel microphone pretty soon, got the big screen, got the laptop right beneath it, and if you see me kind of bend over, do some weird thing, I'm not dancing for you guys, I'm actually switching the PowerPoint slides. So next. All right, so the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is this, kind of what I explained earlier in the video. The poor buy things, the middle class buy liabilities, and the rich buy assets. Now, what do I mean by that? So the poor people, right? If you're making, I'm not going to throw out a dollar figure because I don't want to offend anybody, but the poor people, if you walk into a poor person's house, you're going to see a lot of stuff. Okay, you're gonna see a lot of cooking ware, you're gonna see a lot of toys if they have kids, you're gonna see a lot of things like iPads, music recording devices, blankets, just what have you. There's gonna be a lot of things, and those things don't make you any money. Now, they're not gonna have a nice car, they're not gonna have a nice house, and they're gonna have no money in the bank, because what happens is they get money, they spend their entire paycheck, and they live literally paycheck to paycheck. Now, that is the definition of a rat race. The second one, middle class, what do? Now, they have a decent amount of money, okay? Now, for this purposes of this series, anybody who's not in the 1%, I'm gonna go ahead and call middle class. Now, that is by no means what the middle class is, but I wanna show you guys how to become the top 1% of income earners, okay? And what that's defined by is basically over $500,000 a year. That's what I'm gonna show you guys how to make, is over $500,000 a year. Now, so for this purposes, say you're really close. So, right, so say you're making $40,000 a month, you're barely middle class. What the typical mindset of a person will do is they'll take that fat paycheck and they'll see, they're typically living in a nice neighborhood, they're typically driving a nice car, and the reason being behind that is because they're buying liabilities. So they're buying a house for themselves that's nice, they want to fit in, they want to look flashy, they want to look rich, they have a Rolex, they have a nice suit on, okay, they're wearing Gucci linen, guys. That is going to be the middle class. The things that they buy drain their bank account all the way to zero, and it doesn't make them any more money. Now, they work every single day, not necessarily, but they work every single day, every single week, and they have to, because as soon as they get money, they burn it, okay? Now, the rich, and the rich is really cool, what I'm gonna be teaching you guys, and they buy assets. So they buy things that make you more money. And what I mean by that is essentially stocks, bonds, real estate. You can buy education, that's an asset. You can start an online business, that's an asset. You can become self-employed, that's also an asset. So I'm going to show you guys how to build an income for life. Now, Robert Kiyosaki, very good guy. He actually wrote a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and I strongly recommend it. Will be linked down below. But he has this quadrant, okay? And the first quadrant is where you guys probably are right now, and this is not necessarily a bad thing. I want to show you guys how to get out of this, but it's not necessarily a bad thing in the beginning, but it can definitely become a bad thing. If you're employed, you exchange your time for money, okay? Is that what you guys do? If you're self-employed, you work for yourself, but you can take a 6-week holiday and your business keeps on going without you, okay? So you're still getting paid, right? Passive income. Do you have a big business? So these people have been working hard for years in order to generate an income. Are you an investor? They're the people that have money working hard for them. So you can play golf, you can live on your yacht, you can drive your super nice car, you can get hurt or injured. You don't have to worry about having to go back to work, okay, and not having income. Which one are you guys? And I want to kind of share this with you guys really quickly. Now, obviously the best, you can have all four, right? I'm gonna be honest with you, you can have all four. You can build your own business, which kind of ties in with being self-employed. You can have investments which pay you, which again kind of ties into being self-employed, or you can just be employed. Now, for those of you guys who don't have very many skills, okay, or you have somebody that you have an opportunity to shadow, you know, an apprentice of a Fortune 500 company, 1,000 company, whatever it is, if you shadow them and you're employed by them, that's not a bad thing, because at the end of the day, that's an asset. You're learning skills from them. Now, what am I doing right now? I'm essentially selling mortgages, okay? And what I'm doing is just honing all of my sales skills. I'm gonna be documenting my journey with you guys in order to show you guys how you can sell, okay? Now, you can make a huge income selling. So I'm not saying that it's bad to be employed, selling mortgages, selling cars, selling insurance, flipping real estate. I'm not saying that's bad whatsoever. But the mindset behind it is you get a paycheck, don't spend it all, okay? You need to build a business on the side and invest some of that. So I'm gonna show you guys that right now with some examples. Now, Ty Lopez, super great example. He started out in the same spot as me, okay? Not the exact same spot, but he started a similar spot. He was selling securities, right? I'm selling mortgages, so sales. This is what I wanna get down to, you guys. If you guys are afraid to sell, if you guys are afraid to talk to people and to pitch your product or your service, you are never gonna make money. And let me kind of back up. You won't even be successful. And the reason why I'm gonna tell you that is because you will always be employed. And if that's what you want, that's perfectly fine. But I'm telling you how to become one of the 1%, okay? If that's what you guys want, you need to learn how to sell. Start in a sales environment. That is the quickest and easiest way to make money. In my job this year, I have the potential to make over $500,000, literally, and I don't even have a degree. Okay. Now, doctors right out of college, they make like $100,000 a year. I'm doing 5 times that. I have a maximum potential to make around $2 million at my job. Sales is the way to go to hone your skills. You don't have to do it for your life, but you need to learn to use that as a foundation. Okay. Now, Ty Lopez, what does he do? He did sell securities, but he had this passion for knowledge. Okay. So what did he do? He found his core asset, which is going to be the ability to learn. He studied people, he read books, he just gathered all of that together, and he taught people on how to do this. He taught people how to do Bitcoin. He taught people how to do social media marketing agency. He taught people how to make money online. He teaches a lot of different people a lot of different things, okay, guys? And what he did is he just monetized that. He monetizes it through YouTube, through selling courses, through affiliate deals, okay? He has different businesses that he's an investor in. He even is an investor with this thing called Mentor Box, which I also strongly recommend. Basically, I'm not even gonna pitch that. You guys can look that up on your own. But anyways, Ty Lopez. Now, how does he think differently, okay? Most people, what they do is they find something that they're comfortable in and they work for that the rest of their life. Now, they get money and they're too impatient. They just spend it because they have no patience. They don't want a better life in the future. They want a better life now, okay? What did he do? He literally spent years honing his asset, which is his knowledge, which is his mind, and now he's teaching everybody how to do that. Multiple streams of income. This guy probably has 10, 11, 12, 13 different income sources that are all substantially high. Now, he's working on a project right now that's how to make $100,000 a day. $100,000 a day. Tell me that this guy is not brilliant and that you shouldn't follow in his footsteps. If you say that, you're wrong. Next person, this is going to be Kylie Jenner. This kind of goes down the list from the most least controversial to most controversial. Kylie Jenner, super young. And what is her asset? How does she think differently? What she does is she took her popularity, her following, and she says, hey, I have this passionate following of fans, right? Millions and millions of people on Instagram and people who give me their email address essentially. What do they look at me for? Well, they look at me because I dress well, because I have nice makeup, because I have nice things. I'm going to sell makeup to them. That's brilliant. Literally, this woman is so smart. I don't care if you think that she's part of the Kardashians, whatever, like they're not smart. They are brilliant. They're such amazing marketers. It actually blows my mind that any of you guys would be so ignorant to say that they are not. And this is what they do. They took their following, they monetized it. This woman right here made over $435 million in like about 1 or 2 years time period. there's no company besides hers that was able to generate that much income ever in the first like 1 to 2 years, okay? She is doing incredible things, and you guys can really, really, really take notes from her, okay? She's not employed. Case in point, if you want to be rich, probably don't want to be employed for a long time. Now, Logan Paul, super controversial as well. Now, this guy's, besides his charming eyes and the photoshopped skin right there, he's kind of a baller, honestly. I mean, beside what he did, I'm not commenting about his ethics. I'm commenting about his business acumen. Probably about 10 different sources of income. Now, what is his core asset? What is his value? How does he think differently than everybody else? He's funny, okay, guys, and I don't really think he's funny, but younger kids think he's hilarious, okay? And what he does is he does crazy, ridiculous stunts that other kids want to see because they wish that they could do that just to laugh at it, right? He's basically a new Cartoon Network, and what he does is he sells clothes to them. He monetizes it through YouTube. He's on television. He has brand deals. He has so many different sources of income that he's able to leverage all of that. Now, the second thing I want to talk to you guys about is multiple sources of income, okay? If you want to be rich, you have to have multiple sources of income. Now, the last person is going to be Tanner J. Fox, and I'm going to kind of wrap this up here for you guys. I know you guys have been very patient with me. Very similar to Logan Paul and Ty Lopez, multiple different streams of income. Now, what is his asset? Very, very good at online sales. Amazon FBA, fulfillment by Amazon, is his niche, okay? And he started pushing out content on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, and he gained a huge following because of that. And because he was making so much money on Amazon, people want to know how to do that. Where there's money, people want how to do that, right? You can sell to them. You can sell courses on how to do that, okay? Now, again, sales is very, very important. This guy created courses on how to sell Amazon FBA. Now he's doing courses on how to personal brand, which I'm going to also be getting into because everybody can do, and I strongly recommend that you guys do it. And he's also doing courses like for affiliate deals for things like Bitcoin and Shopify, okay? Very, very smart guy. Now, that's pretty much all I have for you guys right now. I do want to wrap it up really quickly. You guys have been super patient with me. Now, 4 different things. Are you employed? That's totally fine, but are you employed for a reason, for a purpose? Are you going to gain some knowledge from it, or using that as a means to an end, or using that as the end? Are you going to be employed forever, okay? Now, if you want to be employed forever, that's totally fine. I'm not saying you can't be. However, you need to be very smart with your money. You can't pay it all the way down. You need to invest in businesses. You need to invest in securities, in real estate, and knowledge, okay, guys? And that is pretty much all I have for you. Now, the rich, how do they think differently? They invest in themselves. That's all it really comes down to, is they invest in themselves, not in things, not in liabilities, and